What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful fight fans across the world? And in this video, we're going to be breaking down UFC 310. It just went down. And just a quick reminder, okay, I only got 2 fights wrong on this card, so we're getting better at this for show. And we're going to continue this streak of getting all these fights right. Even though one of the fights that I predicted was kind of a robbery, we're going to get into that. Let's just start getting into it right now. Pantoja versus Kai Asakura. You know, Kai Asakura, his striking looked great, but then when Pantoja just locked up that back, he got that sub in quick. It was just wraps from there. Okay, Kai Asakura was doing good. He hit him with a flying knee. He looked fast. He looked springy. He looked like he would give people in flyweight problems, but Pantoja's grappling, I knew it would just be too much for Kai Asakura. And I'm pretty sure I called a quick sub for Pantoja. Okay, you can go back, check my video. I predicted a lot of these fights pretty well. Okay, so I gotta get some props. Okay, I gotta get some props. You guys gotta give me some props now. You guys love to shit on me, but when I do good, I get no love. So I need that love. I need the glaze. Let's get into the glaze right here. Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Ian Gary. I'm not even gonna glaze Shavkat Rakhmonov because he didn't even look that great in that fight. Okay, no, he did look great. He won the fight, but at times, Ian Gary almost submitted, bro. Bro lost so much aura. Shavkat, like, you don't deserve the insomnia glaze tonight. Ayo, let me chill out. Okay, let me chill out. But seriously though, Ian Gary almost had him in a choke. What the hell was that? In the 5th round, my heart was racing. I was like, no way, I'm going to watch Shavkat get submitted by Ian Gary. I was about to crash out. But he gave Ian Gary the French fry. He won 3 rounds. Ian Gary, the only success he was really having was with these leg kicks and these oblique kicks, and other than that, there wasn't really much. Maybe the high kicks, and maybe in the 5th round when he got the back and the chokes. But other than that, there wasn't really much success for Ian Gary. But he was messing up Shavkat's front leg, and I was scared going into this fight because Ian Gary is actually a good fighter. And, like, he's really smart. And he really, honestly did well in that fight. I know we love to hate on Ian Gary, but he did well in that fight. He showed great takedown defense, great fight IQ, and was honestly just doing great the whole time. But, you know what I see about Shavkat? He just tries to go for the body throw, the judo throw all the time. The second he went for an actual takedown, he got it. So, I don't know. Shavkat needs to work on them takedowns. But other than that, Shavkat won. Okay, that's all that matters. Even though it was a decision, wow, he doesn't have all of 19 and 0 all finishes, but maybe he'll finish Bilal. We'll see. But after seeing that fight, I'm way less confident in the Bilal fight. But next fight on the list, Cyril Gane versus Alexander Volkov. You know, this one went split decision, and I think it went to the wrong guy, even though I picked Cyril Gane to win this fight, so I got my prediction right. But I think Alexander Volkov should have won that fight. I thought he won rounds 2 and 3. I'm pretty sure it was, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he won round 2 and 3 clearly in my eyes, and it was just like disappointing to see Cyril Gane get his hand raised because Cyril Gane didn't even think he won. He walked out of the cage immediately after he won. Like, come on, bro, you did not win that shit. Volkov won that shit. He won round 2 and 3 clearly. Even the commentators were saying it. That's how you know. We don't got to talk about it more. It was honestly a decent scrap, though. There was a lot of grappling, which I was saying is Alexander Volkov's key to success. Go back to my old video. I'm killing these predictions out here. Okay, I'm going crazy with these predictions, but Volkov came out there. He grappled. He pushed the pace. He wasn't even doing that bad on the feet. He was doing pretty good. At one point, he hit Cyril Gane with the crazy spinning hammer fist. Shavkat and Ian Gary were spamming those spinning hammer fists. It was crazy, but Volkov, you know, I thought it should have went to him, even though I got my prediction right. So, shout out to Alexander Volkov. He did great, but Cyril Gane, go get knocked out by Tom Aspinall now, okay? Goddamn. Kron Gracie versus Bryce Mitchell. So, I already knew this. We already knew what was going to happen. Kron Gracie was going to pull guard. He was going to butt scoot. And Bryce Mitchell, he was sick of it. Kron Gracie was pulling guard the whole fight. He almost submitted Bryce Mitchell in like the 2nd round or the 1st round. I forgot which one it was. At like the end of it, he was really close to submissions. And then in the 3rd round, he pulled guard. Bryce Mitchell just slammed him. Kron Gracie kind of hit his head. He was kind of concussed. And then Bryce Mitchell just hit him with 2 nasty elbows. Put him away. Great finish by Bryce Mitchell. Kron Gracie, the Bronny James of the sport, had no reason to be there to fighting Bryce Mitchell. Okay, Doohoo Choi called out Bryce Mitchell, and that he's way more deserving than Kron Gracie. Let's just say that, especially after tonight. the performance he put on Nate Landwehr, which is the next fight we're going to talk about. Nate Landwehr versus Doo Ho Choi. It was a decent scrap. Nate Landwehr was getting outclassed by Doo Ho Choi the whole time, though. The whole time. And Nate Landwehr was literally crashing out in the third round. He was just spamming overhands, like looking angry. I don't know what the hell was going on. He was literally Nate the Train, the crash out. Crazy stuff. But Doo Ho Choi looked amazing. His grappling, his striking, everywhere he looked great. And I want to see what he does in the featherweight division, because if he can put performances like that together against, I mean, Nate Landwehr is not the best, but in the featherweight division, if he can keep putting performances like that together, he might go on a little run. Not a title run, I'm saying, but a little run in the division. I'll keep my eye on Doo Ho Choi. But let's get into the prelims. Dominic Reyes for Anthony Smith. I already knew Dominic Reyes was going to win. Okay, Lionheart. We know Lionheart is not like that. He was like a plus 340 favorite before when I made my video. You can go back and check that as well. And that's crazy. Whoever put money on that before the odds changed, you cashed out for sure. But Dominic Reyes, wow. Like, seeing him go back on the run, just enough to make a man cry. Okay, he's on a 2-fight winning streak now. A grown man will cry about it. It's just happiness. Even though it is against Lionheart, so we can't really say much, but still, it's just happiness. Dominic Reyes, there's not much to say about this fight. It was really an Unk versus Unk fight, but Dominic Reyes came out on top. That's all that matters. Next fight on the card, Vicente Luque versus Themba Gorimbo. I already knew Vicente Luque was going to beat Themba Gorimbo. I called it in my video, and he immediately submitted Themba Gorimbo. Okay, Themba Gorimbo immediately got submitted. It was crazy. Vicente Luque, you know, even though he had that brain hemorrhage, this and that, yada yada, you know, he's a different guy now. For sure. He's a different guy now. And he's not the same, but he went out there and put a good performance on Themba Gorimbo. Literally submitted him in a minute. There's not much to say. He literally just grabbed his neck. Themba Gorimbo was out. Crazy stuff. But shout out Vicente Luque. If Nick Diaz was in there, Nick Diaz, I don't know. He would have got cooked. Maybe he wants that. I don't know with Nick Diaz at this point. But Movsar versus Aljamain Sterling. This fight was a snoozer. Nah. It wasn't that boring. It was some decent grappling transition, but I definitely think Movsar did win this fight. But Aljo, in the beginning, he looked great. He was outpowering Movsar. He took his back in the first round, and I was impressed. But the difference was that when Aljo got like control of Movsar, like he wouldn't do anything. At least Movsar would like throw a couple of punches, do something. Aljamain would do nothing. And I thought this fight would be more standing, but they went straight into the grappling, these two guys. They were just grappling the whole time. And I thought it was going to be more of like they cancel each other out, so they strike out on the feet. So it might have actually been a decent fight, but it was a whack fight. But Brian Battle versus Randy Brown. You know, I've heard a lot of people saying that Randy Brown should have won this fight, and I was saying that Randy Brown's a good underdog. I did pick Brian Battle to win, so I got this one right as well. But to be honest, I didn't really get to watch this one because I was in and out of my house making food for guests and stuff, so I don't know. I didn't really get to watch this one. I'll rewatch this one after, and I'll give my opinion later, but Brian Battle versus Randy Brown, I got my prediction right. Let's just say that. I heard it was a stinky fight, though. Somebody told me it was a stinky fight, but let's get into the early prelims. The only other fight I got wrong, Eric Anders versus Chris Weidman. I thought Chris Weidman could pull it off, but Chris Weidman lost. He got KO'd in the second round at the end. And I think it was kind of a weird stoppage, but it was a respectable stoppage, I guess. He was getting hit with a lot of shots, and it was just sad to see Chris Weidman go out like that. You know, it's just sad to see him go out like that. Okay, like he was doing decent in the first round, but Eric Anders was obviously the stronger man. And once he got like Chris Weidman to the ground, goddamn, he hit him with a lot of shots. It wasn't good. So I can see why the ref stopped it, but still sad to see Chris Weidman go out like that. The only other pick I got wrong on this card, Cody Durden versus Joshua Van. Joshua Van, oh my god, I love watching Joshua Van. His boxing is amazing. He was piecing up Cody Durden the whole time, showing great takedown defense. Amazing performance by Joshua Van. I think he even won the first round in this fight. And wow, Joshua Van winning the first round, you never hear about that, my boys. But his boxing is just amazing. His body shots, how he goes up top, he counters. I just love watching Joshua Van, his combos. He's just a fun fighter to watch in the flyweight division. I hope he goes far in the flyweight division. Joshua Van, I will always be a fan. Let me just say that. I know he's not watching this, but if he is, I love you, man. But Michael Chiesa versus Max Griffin. Michael Chiesa got the W, and I'm pretty sure I call that one too. Okay, I'm calling all these fights. The only 2 fights I got wrong was Dudu Choi and Chris Weidman, but Michael Chiesa versus Max Griffin, even though I was like, damn, Michael Chiesa did pull it off. It was crazy. Like, it was getting a little hairy at times, but Michael Chiesa, he was obviously the better fighter in there, the more technical fighter, and then in the end just submitted Max Griffin. The first time Max Griffin ever been submitted. And it was a great performance by Michael Chiesa, I'll say. Even though at times it was a little bit hairy for him, but he did pull it off in the 3rd round. Great for Michael Chiesa, getting wins in big 2024. But Clay Guida versus Chase Hooper, even though this fight was only 1 round, for that 3 minutes and 40 seconds, wow, the grappling exchanges were insane. It was a really fun fight to watch. That's what fun grappling's about, when they're both going for subs, when they're both going for dominant positions at all times, when they're not stopping. It was entertaining as hell. But Chase Hooper, obviously, he had the better jiu-jitsu, and he just had Clay Guida in a nasty armbar. I think he hurt Clay Guida's hand with the armbar because he was like kind of holding his shoulder after. But wow, I'm gonna rewatch that one after for sure. I love the scrambles in that fight, and Chase Hooper's gonna do great things in the lightweight division. But last fight on the card, Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Lucas Brzezinski. Kenny Nzechukwu, he just looked great striking against Chris Barnett, but he went in this fight and his striking looked great too. He KO'd Lucas Brzezinski in 1 round, hit him with an insane counter right hand, I believe. It might have been a left hand, actually. But it was an insane counter. Great start to the card. Overall, this card was pretty good. It's going to get... we're going to give it an 8.5 insomnia score, only because Shavkat Rakhmonov's on it, and it's getting an extra point. An extra, 0.5, but I think this card was an 8 out of 10. There was some stinky moments at times, but overall, there was a lot of fun fights, a lot of fun finishes. But Shavkat lost aura. Okay, it would have been a 9.5 out of 10, a 9 out of 10. But Shavkat lost aura. He was looking bad out there against Ian Gary. Almost getting choked out by Ian Gary. Come on, man. He lost so much aura to me. But that's it for this video. Shavkat's in the win column. My boy's going to fight for the belt. He took Ian Gary's french fry. Okay, we out here. But leave a like, subscribe. I'm dropping videos like this almost every single day, man. But that's it for this video. And I'll see you in the next one, man.